Well, everyone remembers that Wendell Clark was the first pick in the 1985 draft. He's having such a great year in Toronto. But the second pick is also having a pretty good year. Craig Simpson of the
Peaceful
Penguins.
Street is where Craig Simpson has found a new home as the Penguins' first pick in the June draft.
As far as being in Pittsburgh, I'm very, very happy to be here, and I've had a great experience so far here. And everyone's treated me really well, and I'm very, very pleased to be here.
At Michigan State last season, Simpson led the Central Collegiate Hockey Association in scoring. In 42 games, he scored 31 goals and 53 assists for the Spartans. In the minds of some, Craig Simpson was another first overall draft pick for the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Thank you, Ray. This has been fantastic. It's a great day for us, and we've talked to him quite often, and we just never thought he was going to be there, and we're just ecstatic that just a great boy and a great family, and we're just thrilled as hell.
We were so excited at the draft to be able to draft someone of Craig's caliber. You don't go out and sign a second pick overall. Some people thought talent-wise the first pick overall without having long-term plans for him, for sure.
As an excellent student, there was some doubt about whether or not Simpson would leave his studies at Michigan State for the pros right away. He took precautions and left doors open for himself.
I think that the negotiations were amiable the whole way, and I don't think there was ever many conflicts. But the reason for my parents doing it was I wanted to keep my eligibility at college open to me, and the only way of doing that is to not have an agent. And to negotiate for a contract, you need someone in the position of an agent, and my father, who through his business has been negotiating practically all his life, was a prime candidate for that. And so it worked out very well for me, and I think both sides, my parents, myself, and the hockey club, were very pleased with the way things went.
There were some tough moments in the negotiation, but never any real snarly moments, never any difficult situations. We came to have great admiration for Eddie Johnson through those negotiations. A real gentleman, a real straight talker, a really humane person.
One of the things the Pittsburgh organization has done is set up Craig in a home to help ease the transition.
You're 18 years old and you come into a strange city and you know no one. It would get pretty lonesome going back to the room every night, and sometimes that boredom could lead to bad habits. I think they start to go out and maybe look for things that might not be good for them. And coming here, again, he has the choice. It isn't he can do what he wants to do, but this is always here for him.
Craig's mother, Marion Simpson, is especially satisfied to know that Craig is fitting in with the Matthews.
So my mind's at ease in that regard. I think that coming home to a house where people are there, to support you in your down moments, and someone's got a good meal cooked for you when you get home and so on, I think that is a real plus. So certainly the NHL is going to be tough competition for him. In a sense, I worry, as a mother would, I suppose, about, the age factor in terms of the body contact and whatnot in the games. But Craig doesn't seem to be worried about it, so.
Humility should come naturally for Craig due to the success of other members of his family. His oldest sister, Jan, is a music major, bilingual, and now doing her Ph.D. His other sister, Chris, is a university graduate, a model, now managing a successful fashion line. Then there's Dave, Craig's older brother and former OHL star, who rewrote records in his final year. He was honored as the Major Junior Player of the Year before moving into the Islanders organization. Now he is with Pittsburgh's farm team, waiting for another chance at the NHL.
That's tough in a brother situation. Naturally we want each other to do well and do the best that we can, but he knew that going to Baltimore was sort of part of the agreement, and he had to play his way back into shape. He'd had a year where he didn't play very much, and I think that hurts your touch, and it takes a while to get that back. But naturally I'd like to see him up here, and I think that would be a great situation for both of us.
In the meantime, Craig Simpson is happy to be adjusting to the NHL along with Mario Lemieux, who went through the same transition a year ago.
Well, the first year is always the tougher, I think. He's got to have a lot of rest. He's got to, be ready every game and come down ready to play and always be concentrated, because the other team's going to test him a little bit at the beginning. So you always have to be concentrated and keep his cool.
you know, it's hard to put an exact figure on what you expect to do, but my job is just to contribute to the team as much as possible and try to get this team in the playoffs.
A very intelligent young man, obviously, Craig Simpson of the Pittsburgh Penguins, who just celebrated his 19th birthday last month.